A Foreign Affair was founded back in 1995. Actually, there was 3 of us, and we were already doing domestic matchmaking, and then we discovered this little thing called the internet. And we realized that we could do this on a global basis. So we started in St. Petersburg, Russia, and quickly moved to many other countries, and the rest is history.
Welcome to the fascinating world of A Foreign Affair, where true love knows no boundaries.
But none of us really realized what impact and how A Foreign Affair was really going to change all of our lives, in that all 3 of us met and married our wives from St. Petersburg, Russia.
My experience started in 1999 when I went to St. Petersburg, Russia with Foreign Affair.
I did marry a gal from Russia. We got married in St. Petersburg, and I brought her back on a spousal visa. And after 3 years, we split up. And I blame myself about 99% because at the time I had no idea what the women were going through when they came to our country. I figured, oh boy, I'm in America, I'm happy. No, after a while they get bored unless you're there for them, and I wasn't there for her. I was working 5, 6, 7 days a week, 8, 12 hours a day. And after a couple of years she got bored and she got grumpy and I didn't understand it, and it just fell apart.
Then when I decided that I wanted to travel with AFA again, I saw this Ukraine, and I had a friend who came to the Ukraine, met a Ukrainian woman, and had been happily married for years. So I said, well, maybe Odessa and the Ukraine is the place to go.
They shot me!
After being in the Ukraine touring with Foreign Affair, I figured, hey, I know what's happening. I'll go over there on my own. So I went to Kyiv, and I'm walking around in the streets figuring, now how do I start up a conversation with a woman that does not speak English? That's going to be difficult. To tell you the truth, I found out that Foreign Affair was up in Kharkov, so I went ahead and flew up. I got a hold of them up there and flew up there and continued to tour with AFA because the coming by myself just didn't work. At the end of this one tour, I got a phone call and they said, you know, we have a woman we think will be perfect for you. I said, really? They said, yeah, would you like to go out on a date with her? I said, sure, I'm ready to go out on dates all the time, you know. To love. First thought in my head was that her and I both laughed easily. And we, like almost right from the beginning, enjoyed each other's company. The personalities just clicked. Alla and I are kind of living together in this apartment, and it's in the older part of town. And in the courtyard, they found a water leak. So they shut the water off at the apartment for a little while, and they're digging up the entrance and everything to fix this water leak. And Alla and I are coming and going, walking around all of this, right? And there's no water in the apartment. And we got to the point where if we wanted to use the toilet, we had to go to a restaurant in the area to use a toilet. And during that whole time, she never once got angry, never once got upset. We just dealt with it. There was no arguments, no nothing, we just dealt with it. And that is a rare find. Hey, now I can kiss you? Okay. Watching? Oh boy. My daughters are watching right now. Say hello. Say hello to Maria and Erica.
Maria, oh.
There's lipstick on my glass. I have said this before to people. Even if you don't meet the love of your life, you can't have a better vacation than going with Foreign Affair to some other country.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, it's a great vacation, but there is also the possibility that you will be lucky enough to meet the woman that you've been needing all of your life. Oh, I'm just so in love with her, I can't stand it. Well, sometimes the things you don't expect are the best things that happen to you.
Yes.
Right? Yes?
Yes.
Very focused process. And when you start dealing with the clients and you really get into where they've been in their lives and what they really want out of this, you learn so much about them.
How you doing, Dave? Long time no see.
Joe, it's good to see you again.
It's great to see you.
Yeah.
Your story, probably one of the most interesting stories a foreign affair has ever experienced.
Well, it definitely isn't what I expected.
Tell me, start at the beginning, Dave. Where are you actually from? Tell us.
Well, I'm from the New York area, New Jersey. That's where I've lived for about the past 10 years. Moved east because of my wife's illness. But ultimately, she passed away from cancer 5 months after my daughter passed away from cancer. To put it mildly, was pretty devastated. I didn't want to do anything. I remember telling my children that I'm going to move into the basement of a 3-flat that I owned, and I'll call them every Saturday, and if one Saturday I don't call them, call the police to come and check on me because I'm gone. And I really just didn't care anymore. So 2 years ago, a little more now. For many years, even with my wife, we would look at a foreign affairs website just to see these people from all over the world that are willing to change their life.
Yeah.
So it was interesting for us both. Never thinking that someday I'm going to actually go on a tour,
Right.
because she wouldn't be with me anymore. And then about a year later, my daughter came home and said, I need to get up out of the chair and go someplace. She goes, take a trip, travel, go do something. She jokingly said, if nothing else, it'll get you out of that robe and I can wash it for you finally, So what can I do? And I remembered loveme.com. And I got on it and I said, there's a tour coming up. It'll be nothing but single guys. So I'll feel right at home. I get to go to a country. I don't have to meet women. I could just go to travel and be a tourist. And at the same time, maybe, interact with some people again. To coin a phrase, get out there. Mm-hmm. I booked the tour right away, and it was great. The way a foreign affair handles everything, the setups and such, and the schedules and everything was exactly what I needed, what I wanted to look for. And I did. It was a bunch of nice guys. The staff is incredible. It was just really nice, And I really felt at home and I felt comfortable. And so...
And I do remember you on the first day telling me that you're not ready to date.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so we set up something for you just to see.
I just wanted to see. Helen took me around and showed me the center in Kiev, and Helen and Ole both, who work for AFA, were very helpful and understanding. But they did try to get me to. We know a couple nice girls. Maybe you want to meet with them and such. And I said, well, okay, what the heck, But now I understand when I was 20 years old and used to go to a discotheque how the women used to feel.
Right.
Because, I had 23-year-olds coming up to me, beautiful women, don't get me wrong. Oh my gosh, they're gorgeous. All the way up to 50-year-olds and everything in between. And I wasn't really interested in dating or anything, but I'm also a realist. I'm not interested in dating a young girl. It was somewhat uncomfortable for me because that wasn't really what I was there for. Mm-hmm. And because of that, I didn't want to go to the next city,
which was
Poltava.
That's right.
I was not interested in going. I did not want to go to another social.
And I remember you telling me that you didn't want to go.
Yeah, I even said, no, I'll pay for a hotel myself. I'll stay. It's not a big deal. I'll just sightsee around Kiev. It's fine. This is the capital. And that's really what I wanted to do. And you and Helen with AFA talked me into it. You kept telling, no, just go. And despite my reservations, I said, well, okay, fine, I'll go. I'll just catch a cab the next day if I don't like it or whatever and come back. We talked about that.
Right.
And then when it came time to go to the social with the rest of the group, I wandered on over to the club and I walked in, and I'll never forget it. I walked into the club and there was this woman sitting at the corner of the dance floor in the booth, sitting on the end, and I hate to say cliches, but stopped me in my tracks. And I felt like a 15-year-old boy in high school that had a crush on some girl. My interpreter, Ina, who was wonderful, said, oh, go talk to her. And I said, no, no, no. And then I remember saying, look at her eyes. And she said, yes. And I said, they're sad. I said, she's going through something like what I've gone through.
Hello, Nina.
Hello, Joe.
How have you been?
Yes, I'm okay.
Good?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
You're not too comfortable explaining in detail in
Yes.
English.
Yeah.
So we have a translator. We have Alicia
Yes.
here.
Hello,
who's going
Alicia.
to translate for you.
Okay, I'm now start to talk Ukrainian because for me it's been a little more easy.
She was born in Poltava here, then she finished university and finally got married here in Poltava,
Yeah.
her native city. And then she got two children from her first husband, and they were very happy together, but in 2016 he passed away, unfortunately.
And you have two daughters.
Yes, two daughter. Yeah, two perfect daughter.
And so how long were you married for?
We be almost 11 years. Yeah.
11 years.
Yes.
In 2016 he was playing football and fell down, and they went to the doctors and he was examined, and they discovered that he had cancer. That injury caused triggered the disease. They were trying to cure him, to recover. They were fighting this disease, but eventually the disease got stronger than they were. They understood that the most important was to be together, and they were happy all these 4 years
Yeah.
being together.
What made you decide to join a foreign affair?
She used to work at the office that was near AFA's office. So once when she was walking to her workplace, a lady was giving out the invitations to one of the socials, and she decided to go. She was given 2 tickets for she and her friend, but that night her friend couldn't come, and she was to go alone.
So your friend bailed on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you still went.
So yes, her friend couldn't come with her, and she was hesitating whether she should come. But eventually she decided that if I have this ticket, I should go. And on entering the venue, she saw that there were so many people whom she didn't know. So she decided, I will stay here for half an hour and then I will leave because of all these people whom I'm not acquainted to and feel not very comfortable.
I see. So, but you did stay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like my wife and God brought us together. I knew what was happening in her life before I even said hello to her. I just had this uncontrollable feeling for her that if I can do anything in my life to make this woman happy, that's what I want to do. And ultimately, between glances back and forth, because every time she would look my way, I would look away, you know. And one time our eyes met and she smiled at me, and I even beat the interpreter over there to talk to her. Sat down, we talked for maybe 6-7 minutes. She didn't speak English, and we exchanged phone numbers and email. I found out that her husband had died from cancer in between the time that my daughter and my wife had died. So about the same time, 2 months before my wife had passed away, her husband passed away. And she did not want to go to America. She was very, I live here, my friends are here, this is it. And that she had 2 daughters. And it was just nice talking to her.
She asked very simple questions like, what's your name, how are you doing, how do you feel about this party, and but for this few moments she felt that she was really interested in this person, and he just came and asked a few questions and then very quickly went away.
Yes, it's true.
She was interested. Why would, would he go?
The rest of the night I didn't do anything but watch her, and every time anybody would walk up to that table, I don't know why, I just felt like, if you talk to her, so help me, you know. And Ina, again my interpreter, kept saying, "Oh, go ask her to dance or something." And finally I told her, I said, "Listen, if they play a slow song, I'll ask her." And again, I guess God heard that, because the next song was a slow song. I said, okay. And about that time, I saw somebody walking towards her table, and I ran from the 3rd floor down to her table and asked her if she would dance. I didn't even get all the words out, and she was already singing.
Yes, I would. She felt that she was protected from all of the world, and it was such a calming and deep feeling that she felt for the first time in her life, and she wanted to keep dancing in this peaceful state, to continue it longer, but unfortunately the music stopped.
I was crying because I was thinking about my wife, and I was thinking, am I just, being unfaithful to her? Is it wrong for me to have these feelings for this woman that I just now met? I mean, what is going on with me? I grabbed a cab that morning and went back to Kiev to continue my sightseeing and go back to the United States and live out whatever days I have left. But I never let go of that little piece of paper that she wrote her name. Would you get it for me? Her email on, and her phone number and her name. And she had emailed me, and not a very nice email, kind of direct and to the point. "David, this is Nina. Remember me? We met in Poltava. Why haven't you written?" It took me about a week, but finally I couldn't help it. I emailed her, and I just poured it all out to her.
When he told you while he was falling in love with you, how did that make you feel?
She was frightened because she herself wasn't ready for those feelings that he already had for her. First was fear. She was afraid of new feelings, and she thought that they might hurt her.
One wonderful day, she asked me if I ever thought I'd come back to Poltava again, and I said, through texting, I said, "Do you want me to come back?" And she says, "Yeah, it'd be nice."
It's true. Yes, yes. Yes, because let him understand I won't see again, David. It's not be possible, say me stop. I won't see again.
Here in Poltava, if you get married, there's one house you have to go to. It's a government house, and they're the one that issues the license and literally, legally marry you, when they give you the license. And we were walking past this, and she was explaining to me that that's where her and her husband had gotten married, and that's where you get married at. And she asked me if I'd marry her.
She asked you?
Yes, this was Tuesday. I got there Monday, and Tuesday she asked me, and I said, yes, absolutely.
Were you serious?
It was only half joke, but she knew that part of her heart wanted it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's true.
And why it happened so fast, I don't know, but the bottom line is 2 months later we were married. For our honeymoon, any place in the world you want to go, we'll go. And that's when she had told me that ever since she was a little girl, watching television, Paris was a dream. For her birthday, which was December 2nd, we decided to go to Rome. About the third day, she woke up and said, I think maybe you should go to the pharmacy and get a test, pregnancy test. And I kind of looked at her with, like most men in the world would look at a woman, especially when you're my age. But I tell you, God knows what we want and what we need long before we do. I couldn't be happier. And even now she still says sometimes, you wanted to travel and now we have a baby. And I said, so what? I have a baby. What's more important than these children?
I have to admit, Dave, from the last time I saw you and now, completely different person. You can't stop smiling.
Well, this is why. Look,
Right.
if you're for real, if what you're looking for and what you want is true, you could find it here with the real woman who will love you more than you'd ever think possible and that you would love more than you would ever think you can.
I think what we get out of this more than anything is when you see those photos that come back with happy couples, or when we know that that match worked, or you get the photos of the children being born, and all those kind of things, that's what's really rewarding. That's what it's about, and it's great. I love coming to work every day and seeing that.
Hi everyone, I'm here at Houston, Texas with John and Jelly, the couples from Houston. And John, I met you at socials in what year?
Oh, 16.
2016. We got met with each other, and then he met Jelly. So yeah, and they got married. And now having baby, which is baby girl. It's a baby girl, and her name will be Briella, right? Briella.
Yeah.
And so, tell us the story about you guys meeting each other and your love story together. So here, guys, is their story.
You know, I logged in and recorded, I got set up on AFA, and then that day I bought airline tickets, and then I think on Tuesday I was on a flight to the Philippines. So an event was happening and I didn't want to miss it or wait 6 months for another one to come, so I just jumped on a plane and there I was. So it was pretty exciting. They picked me up at the airport and
caught up in a wild hot summer, rolling in thunder. Started as a welcome.
so then I had an appointment to meet her, and yeah, it was really, the story is that one other time I had met somebody online. You know how it is when you're online dating, you don't really know what to expect, and this person was meeting me, and I remembered seeing this girl, and I thought, oh, you know, this is probably the girl, and I went over to her and see, oh, no, it's not her, you know, and then somebody else would have been like, oh, it's not what I expected. So I saw this girl standing in the lobby, and I was thinking to myself, oh, I hope that's her. And I thought, oh, I shouldn't get my hopes up like that again, you know? But sure enough, I went over and it was her.
I can't sleep through the night. I got you on my mind. Sky's always on fire like the 4th of July. To be by your side, what I would do.
He's very caring and really loving, and you really accept me who I am too. And you even accept my family too, and you really love them too, the way I love them.
Summer calls us closer. The night was a fortress. Nothing bad could come inside. All trouble left behind.
I really felt like I was going to find my wife in the Philippines. I really felt a calling to do that. But I thought at the same time, I was single and I was going to enjoy it and I was going to travel and go to these other places. But then after meeting Jelly, and I flew back a couple months later and saw her again, and we got closer and closer, and then I just lost interest in going to any more social.
I keep including you in my prayers too that time, that may God give me you, because I can really see that you really are the right one.
I can't sleep through the night. I got you on my mind. The sky's always on fire like the 4th of July.
She was always wanted what was best for me. She would tell me that she would pray that I would meet the right girl if it wasn't her.
Yeah. That's the very first time that we met, because I can really saw how really you really deserve to be loved, how you really deserve to be cared for, because I can really see that how genuine you are.
To be by your side, what I wouldn't do. Oh, honey, I've got it bad and I'm addicted to.
And you're very pure and kind-hearted, and you really don't deserve to
The
have
wrong
a
girl.
heart broken again.
And so I just felt like I was telling her that I was thinking of going to Cebu and meet another 200 girls, and she, didn't give me a hard time about it. She really.
I almost cried that time. My eyes almost fell down when I said, "Yes, honey, you can really follow your heart, what you really felt, and I don't want you to stop following it because I want you to be happy."
Yeah, and I just felt like, why do I want to put her and me through that? I don't want, I just felt like it was so nice already, everything the way it's happened. I just didn't really have the desire anymore because I just felt like God led me there to find a wife, and that's exactly what happened. One thing she said to me that really touched me was she just whispered in my ear, "Honey, forget about the past and start a new life with me." And it's like, actually, that's what the first time I ever kissed her was right when she said that to me.
So it's also the best feeling that you chose me.
I can't sleep through the night. I got you on my mind. Sky's always on fire like the 4th of July.
What did I think about the age difference? Well, I felt very comfortable about the age difference. What about for you?
I feel very comfortable about it too. I really don't think about our age difference. Every time we're together, it's just that we're just same age.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel it either. I just forget.
Yeah, we don't.
forget.
We don't.
Yeah, and
We're
it
not
doesn't
really-
seem like
we're
people
not
really
thinking.
react to it either.
Because we're very pure and I really love you so much.
So that came very close to going to Cebu 6 months later. And then I stopped and saw her in Davao for a few days before I was going over to Cebu. And then I run into Rob in the lobby the night before and was just telling him everything that I'm going through and how close we're getting. And he was bringing his fiance with him. And I thought, oh, maybe I'll just bring her. Why do I want to go date new girls for? This is everything I've been looking for. So. I had heard about AFA and I thought, oh, that's perfect that I could be able to travel to another country and have people there that were going to take care of me and that everything would be set up. It was just sounded wonderful. The social was awesome. I just, I was definitely looking forward to the social in Cebu, but that's how much I love you that I just, it's not more important than going to that social.
Honey, I've got it bad and I'm addicted to. Nobody else can love me like you do. When you're not around, my world is all in blue.
Life is short. What holding on to money for? It's not worth. It's just do it.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of girls over there who really wish that those guys would come.
Addicted to you.
That was a great story, guys, and I felt it, and right away, we cried together. Yeah, baby Briella, over here.
I got a call just a couple days ago. Actually, I think it was 2 days ago, I guess, from you, leaving a message from Richard here, telling me that he just wanted to thank us for the opportunity to have met his wife through the service. Richard, give us a little bit of background on how you started to come to this idea of looking internationally for your soulmate.
Well, I had used some domestic dating sites and had dated some American women, and it just didn't seem to be a fit for what I wanted. I wasn't exactly totally sure what I wanted, but that was so. And I did a search that popped loveme.com up on the top, and it just felt like the right kind of place to work through, and I online dated a little bit through several different ladies, both in China and the Ukraine. And my wife here was just the perfect fit, and it took me almost no time at all to decide to romance her. And we have become a married couple, and it's the most perfect relationship I could have ever imagined. She and I are perfect together.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It is amazing.
That is so cool. Were you at all nervous about going halfway around the world to meet someone wonderful? And let's get the names here right first now. We have Richard and
Li Zhu.
Richard and Li Zhu.
Yeah.
Make sure I get that name right. Li Zhu. That's a beautiful name.
Oh, thank
Li
you.
Zhu.
I think it's a beautiful name.
It is a beautiful name. I love that name. So you were going to travel halfway around the world to meet Li Zhu. Were you apprehensive? Were you nervous?
Absolutely. I was working through a service. I was going to a country that if she didn't meet me at the airport, I was hung. Man,
because let's get this straight for everyone who's listening right now. You didn't take the group tour to go over. You wrote on our site to several different women.
Correct.
And Li Zhu, you guys, how long did you write back and forth before you went to
about a year.
So you wrote for about a year.
Yeah, quite a while, and it got more frequent as time went by.
Okay.
And we basically decided in our emails that as long as the chemistry was good, we were going to get married.
Well, that's so cool.
So it was. I like being married, but it's obviously the right kind of person I want to be married to. I don't want to change. For me, it's forever. And for her, it is too. But the cultural differences are significant, but not in a bad way. She's a very traditional Chinese woman, and that is works well in a marriage. She's frugal and so forth, which is a good thing, but we work together. I can't get her to spend enough of my money. And when I say my money, I mean our money, because it's ours.
Right. Was it pretty much the same from what the letters were, or did you see?
It was exactly the same.
Was it exactly
she was
the same?
exactly what she said she was.
Yeah.
And I'm exactly what I say I am, so it worked out well. There was no surprises there at all.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's so
but you
cool.
have to be honest. The most important thing in a relationship is honesty and trust comes from honesty. You don't lie, you put yourself out there as you are.
Right.
And if it fits, fine. If it doesn't fit, fine. But she rented an apartment for me because hotels were too expensive. I mean, and I'm going, what kind of person would do that? She rented an apartment, $500 a month apartment for me so that I didn't have to spend money on a hotel.
Oh, that's
I'm
cool.
thinking, which was like $2,300 a month.
Wow.
Versus $500. So she was thinking of me from the beginning. I'm going, okay, that says a lot.
How long did you stay the first time?
A month.
You stayed a month?
I stayed a month. I've been there 3 times, 1 month each time, until I got her visa.
3 months.
Wow, so 3 months.
Yeah, three times go China.
Yep, 3 times.
3 times go China.
So, why did you think about trying to find a man from another country and join a site like a foreign affair?
Oh, my friend married this America. This
Okay. Your friend did it?
Yeah, friend. She married is 6 years now.
Yeah, and they actually moved to
6
Chino
years
Valley.
now.
I mean,
Chino Valley, my
Oh, they
friend,
moved to
Portugal.
Prescott.
Yeah,
Oh, that's close to where you are.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Because
yeah.
we were there.
Ah, okay. And so your friend did it, so you thought, okay, I can try this, and I can make this happen?
She was married once before, many years ago, to a Chinese man who was, it just did not work out.
Okay.
And so she remained single for 26 years.
26
and I'm the
years.
first person she dated in 26 years. I mean, there's a lot more to it than that, but they're good. They're a good people. The Chinese are very, very good people. They're like us. I mean, they're just trying to make by and get by on what they earn and be happy and that sort of thing. So in that sense, they're the same as we are.
Okay.
But they're really a good people.
Okay. And how did you adapt when you came here? How do you like Chino Valley? How do you like that area?
First, like my husband, I like Chino Valley. You know?
You like living with your husband first, then you like Chino Valley. Okay. All right.
My husband likes Chino Valley.
If she doesn't like me, she doesn't like Chino Valley. That might be here, is what she said.
That's what my sister, that's what my wife says too. She's like, you know, people say I want to move to the United States, but it doesn't matter. I met my husband. I want to move where my husband is, and then I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know, and so now. But what about like the food in the United States? Did you get used to the food? Do you like the food?
I like my husband make this hot chicken, darling.
She likes hot wings. She likes really spicy food, and I make really
Spicy
you like
food,
spicy
I
food?
like spicy food.
Yeah, my wife does too. Yeah.
I tend to make the American food, and she tends to make the Chinese food. And so when we decide on Chinese, she cooks, and when we decide on American, I cook. And it's just sort of, but she always kicks me out of the kitchen and cleans up. She won't let me clean up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So
that's wonderful. My wife doesn't do that. I have to clean up.
So many really sincere, wonderful women in Russia, Ukraine, China, everywhere, who really want to find somebody to build family with.
Most of our clients, they're not willing to settle. So why not look for that life mate in a different country?
We had done a few letters before the social, but things got confused and the letters dropped off, so I wasn't expecting Gretel. I invited her, but then she was there at the last table and she was waiting for me, and it was just magic. This is my first time with anything like this. I have never been on another tour or any other thing.
What drew you to Foreign Affair?
I liked the way they were doing things. It seemed very respectful, very clean, very honest. So I was drawn to that, and I kept an open mind.
Okay. And why Costa Rica?
Oh, yes. She knows this story. I used to be a sailor, so I had expected to go to Peru because I had been there before. But when I asked for vacation for that time, my boss said no, because it's month-end closing, and I couldn't leave for that time. So he said, you can do these times, and Costa Rica was in that time, and I said, well, those are lovely ladies, and it seems like a nice place. I've never been there.
And it's just so happens.
And it just so
happens. It fit in your time frame.
Mm-hmm. And Gretel was there.
And perfect timing.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, the first day I was disappointed. It wasn't what I thought, but I kept an open mind, and I really think that the translators do get most of the credit, because without her, we would not have met. I mean, I probably wouldn't have gone to the second social, but I trusted her, and she guided me, and then she's helped us. She was wonderful.
What drew you to her?
She was the only really open, honest person there who put her feelings on the table. And I wanted somebody open and honest. I had a couple of 22-year-old ladies asking me, why not me? I'm like, you're 22, what do you want? No, I wanted somebody who would be my wife, not, I want somebody for the rest of my life.
Gretel, what attracted you to David?
De David. El primer contacto que tuve fue una carta, y cuando ya estábamos en el evento, ya yo sabía quién era él, pero no sabía, no sé cómo actuar, esperar el momento al que él llegara a la mesa. Y cuando llegó a la mesa, por medio de la traductora, le comenté que yo había recibido una carta de él, y él extendió su mano y se levantó y me abrazó, y fue el contacto. O sea, yo ya sabía quién era él, pero sus palabras en la carta...
Okay, lado y lado.
Ok, fueron dos palabras que yo sabía que su expresión, o sea, al darme la mano, el contacto, al levantarse y abrazarme, todo se resumió, y para mí fue muy emocionante, porque todas las personas se levantaron y aplaudían y estaban felices. Es como si estuviéramos en una pequeña boda. y no pude controlar las emociones. Estuve llorando, pero era de la emoción y aquí estamos.
And the language barrier doesn't seem to even come into play here.
She understands a lot of English. She doesn't speak it much, but she understands, and we do a lot of talking through our eyes, and Google Translate does a big thing. And like I said, her daughter speaks a lot of English. I speak a little slowly for her daughter, and she will translate. But, you know, we laugh about it. You know, if we have to say things 2 or 3 times, so we have to say things 2 or 3 times.
Language of love.
Sí, sí, sí. Google nos ha jugado ciertas bromas en el traductor, pero nos entendemos bien. Sé lo que a él le gusta. Es pasar el tiempo juntos, es hablar, es tocarnos, saber que sentimos esa química que hasta suena simple, pero hasta el olor de la persona tiene que agradarte, sientes ese contacto bonito, esa química especial, y no solo por un papel, por cartas, es algo que es real. Entonces es difícil explicarlo como en resumido.
So what now? Where do you two go from here?
Okay, I asked her to marry me, and she said yes, but she has to finish graduating. She's getting a master's degree in special education. So I'm going to come back for her graduation in the end of October, and then she's going to put in her notice, because she works for the government, so she has to give a notice. And then I'm going to fly her and her daughter to the United States, and we're going to get married.
Progress. But one last question. You know, a lot of guys procrastinate about doing these things, about going on a tour. If you could tell them right now any one thing, what would you say to the guys who are watching this, who are sitting on the fence?
Be open and honest in your introductory letters to the girls, because if you want honesty, you need to be honest to them. And after 3 letters, you should be ready to go on the tour of the place you're looking at, because you can write letters forever, but without meeting them, it's not the same.
Thanks. Congratulations to you both.
You're such a romantic.
Go! You look fantastic. How are you? Man, you clean up well.
Thank you.
I don't envy these guys because it's not an easy process to go through all these dates. But once you start doing this, you develop a kind of a sense of where that chemistry is. And you have a better idea of what it is you're looking for because you're dating all these different women, and it starts to come together.
I want you to tell the short story, the short version of all the story.
Okay, the short version is I have been, this is my 11th trip to Ukraine. I went 3 tours, 2 Euro clubs, and but on my 7th trip, I met my beloved Anya, and very happy.
Yes, she's a wonderful woman, and I'm really happy for you because I know you
Yes.
since I started to work in FA.
I know.
Yeah, that was the whole story, but I'm
Interpret, yes.
really happy for you.
I was looking for the real thing. I am sort of romantic, and it would be love or nothing. I was not looking for a marriage of convenience. So, you know, I met a number of women along the way, but I was waiting for the right one. You know, we all want to love and to be loved.
Yes, and you finally have her.
The first date was very good. We had, let's see, interpreter the first 2 dates. The third date, we went out just the 2 of us. and we have Viber to translate.
Communicate.
That's right. Of course, Anya has been taking English lessons for more than a year now, so her English is improving probably faster than my Russian.
You've been here 11 times.
Mm-hmm.
Did you try to meet women on the street? Is it easy? Is it better with us?
Oh,
What is the difference? Because I understand that 11 times you probably had a thought about it.
No, actually, I never thought about it. I always wanted to be, with the agency. I feel that the women that sign up with the agency, they have, honest desire to have serious relationship. Also the first time I come to Ukraine was on the group tour.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to have some running mates with you as you get the lay of the land. Once after the first 2 times, I think I was comfortable to come by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But to meet women on the street, is it easy? Did you try to?
I never tried to. I mean, when I was at home before I first came, I looked very thoroughly through the, the profiles, trying to find a woman that is in the, parameters of what I am looking for. So I met Anoshka.
And you were the first and only one man on our website that she ever met.
That's true. Yes, I mean, I had to go through, tours and Euro clubs and, date many, women. But she, on the very first date, jackpot.
Jackpot. It was just a click. It was just the feeling, right?
Yes. Well, she told me she knew instantly.
Mm-hmm.
Me, it takes me longer to warm up. But by the time I left, that first trip where I met her,
Mm-hmm.
We agreed to have, mutually exclusive relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, it has all worked very well. I mean, I think we never have any argument.
Her English not enough to argue with you, or?
No, we are just, neither of us are young, so we deal with serious issues like responsible adults. We discuss things, maybe sometimes sleep over it to think, but always, deal with it as, calm fashion.
About English, about the English level and everything, because Anna didn't speak English almost when she met you.
Yes.
How you guys deal with that? Because a lot of guys are afraid to date the women who doesn't speak English.
That's true, and what I can tell you about that is that when I first came over here, September 2016, it was difficult at that time because you would always have interpreter with you, and of course, you do a great job interpreting, but if you want to see if there's chemistry, there must be 2. Viber made it very easy to translate, so we did not need to have interpreter, and we could be alone together.
And Anna felt comfortable to be there without interpreter. That's the plus as well. So if you guys want to date a woman without knowing English, who doesn't speak English, you always can check if she feels something for you or not, asking her to be with you without interpreter. If the woman without interpreter and she doesn't speak English, she can use Google Translator, Viber,
Yes.
Skype, anything, and it's easy for you to actually to see if woman open to be with you, just with you, without any third person or so, or she will say no, I feel comfortable with interpreter. Then, but a lot of ladies on the second, third date, they can go without interpreter.
So I'm here with another lovely couple which is just starting to meet each other on the city tour. It's our first day after the first social. I'm here with Angela, with Matt, and with Dani. Dani is the translator. Angela and Matt are getting to know each other. And how are you doing? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo vamos?
Muy bien, súper excelente.
¿Qué tal ayer el evento? ¿Todo bien?
Muy bien, disfrutando de todos la diversidad de vestidos que hay en el lugar y conociendo un poco.
Qué bueno. She is enjoying the tour, the trip, the date. And Matt, let's see, Matt. Dani, qué pena, me pongo en el medio acá. Matt, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
We have to do some more interviews. We're waiting for you so long, and you were waiting for us so long, hopefully, that we can do more of that. How are you doing? How is Barranquilla?
Barranquilla is amazing. Better than I ever thought it would be.
Yeah?
So I finally decided just to come.
Good. And the social, was it like you expected it different? How was it?
It was different than I expected.
What did you expect?
Well, to be overwhelmed.
Okay. And you were overwhelmed, no?
I was completely overwhelmed. Danny flat out told me she was the boss. I had to do what she said. So.
And did it work out?
Oh yeah.
Danny, you're the.
As long as you go with what the boss says, you're good.
Danny, you're the boss.
Yes, I am the boss.
She's the boss. It was her birthday yesterday, and you were celebrating.
Yeah, I was celebrating in the event. I had a great time with this guy. He's so amazing. He met a lot of beautiful women yesterday, and it was a great time.
And you have been working with us for a while already, and you have been on a lot of dates. What you do is say, does it work? How is it with the translator? Can there be love internationally?
Yeah, for sure. It definitely works because I'm there for them, so I can guide him if he doesn't know what to say. If she is a little bit confused, I can translate them, and they're always understanding each other. And it's really simple if you don't speak English or if he doesn't speak Spanish to have a translator, because they feel more comfortable. They can speak with me if they want something for the girl, a surprise or something. It's very easy for them.
Yes, I think so as well. The translator is very important. Danny is a really great translator. I'm saying, what is Matt saying?
Well, I'm saying she's the boss, and the last video that I saw that she was on, she did good with the guy, and I was like, when I go, I'm going to ask for Danny, which I met Danny the day before, never said anything, and lo and behold, Danny was my translator.
Yeah, I just assigned her to you. I didn't know that you wanted Danny, so that's great that this worked out. Good. Some things are meant to be, so that is great. And Matt, so you're looking forward to the social tonight?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it. I think Danny said I'm doing a little better than I started out.
Okay.
So.
And how is your date going?
Good.
Yeah?
She smiles a lot, so I think when she smiles, I think she likes it.
Dice que va muy bien la cita, que te ve muy sonriente y le encanta eso porque piensa que también a ti te sientes bien, entonces te sientes bien. Yeah, she's feeling great. You are feeling great.
Teaching me how to dance over there a while ago.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
So she's teaching me that, and then I was teaching her the old ways of how a gentleman always extends his hand, and I was telling Danny, and Danny was surprised too. So.
Yeah, we're connecting here not only by talking, if not by dancing, by moving, by playing, by everything, by walking. So that's great.
I hadn't got the dancing figured out yet. I told Danny I had 3 left feet. She don't believe me.
But you did great.
Yeah, she even got me on video. So.
Yeah. Me too.
I know the paparazzi's over here looking at me.
So I'm happy that you're enjoying yourself. Me encanta que están conociéndose, que se están disfrutando en un lugar tan bonito de Barranquilla, in this really beautiful representative space of Barranquilla, the Carnival Museum. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the day. I will see you tonight. And Danny, I will see you tonight too. And bye-bye from Barranquilla.
John, let me ask you, did you not have luck finding someone here in the United States?
I was always in relationships in the United States. I was in a long-term, like a 7-year relationship before I met Tanya. But when I met Tanya, we were at a social. There's about 200 women there and about 20 guys. And I walked up to her table, and I thought she was the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen. And she said, I'm just here to drink champagne and be with my friends because I had a bad day in real estate. I gave her champagne.
Are these equal relationships? Because I think there's a misconception. Well, let me ask you. There's a misconception that these relationships are set up to give the men the upper hand.
I am upper hand.
You're the upper hand in this relationship?
Actually, to be honest, I married John for better weather.
Thanks.
But I love this guy, and I would do it again by heartbeat.